Yes.
We'll have to come up with a better
Thank you.
intro.
Thank you. Thank you. Hold your applause. Welcome to the Digi Podcast, the marketing podcast. What's the name of this
We
book?
call it the DigiPod.
Yeah, the DigiPod. That's right. And we're a brand new podcast. We are DigiSphere Marketing is a full service digital marketing agency. And we've been kicking around the idea of doing a marketing podcast for a while. And I finally convinced Catherine that this is a good idea, and she's agreed to it. So here we are. Welcome, Catherine Ponomarenko.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to host this with you.
Thank you. So I thought we'd start out just by talking about who DigiSphere Marketing is, and then we can talk about ourselves a little bit and just kind of tell people what they can expect from future podcasts that we're going to put out. So let's start by just talking about DigiSphere Marketing, who we are, where we came from, and what we do.
Yeah, let's do it.
You remember what year we incorporated?
I think it was about around 2017,
It was
somewhere
April of
mid
2017.
mid-year. Okay,
Yep.
April.
So that's
8 years ago, I think?
yes, 8 years now. We just
Yeah.
passed our 8-year mark. But we feel like a new business because we completely revamped our agency after COVID, which
Yeah,
was
I'd say we've been through quite a bit in the past 8 years.
and we won't get into all the details of our journey right
Maybe we
now.
will one day, so
Yeah,
stay
yeah.
tuned.
Once you're more interested, if you care, then we'll go through it. But just so you know who we are, we've been in business since 2017, and we were very heavily focused in the automotive industry in the early days of DigiSphere marketing. We served car dealers, branded car dealers, and used car dealers. So that's a franchise kind of a model. And we had basically created our whole agency to service that franchise model in automotive. And then COVID hit and it decimated the automotive industry, and we had to pivot away. And that's when we took all of this franchise experience we had and went out into the world and became a corporate franchise marketing agency. And we picked up some restaurant franchises and a women's clothing boutique franchise.
Yeah.
I think we had a fitness franchise, and that got us kind of looking out at the rest of the world. And then we just started picking up random accounts, and we would take big, small, we didn't care. We liked the challenge. Working in the automotive industry wasn't much of a challenge. It's the same thing over and over, rinse and repeat. And I really like that we pivoted into we might work with a bounce house, we might work with a sex toy online franchise, we might work with the church, like could be anything.
Yeah, it's pretty vast.
And it's fun. It's fun that way. We also have taken on some programming projects. We're currently launching a dating app. It's going to go live next week in the app marketplace. We're excited about that. And we built a whole nother business around a web platform that we built for the RV marine power sports industry, which is pulling us back into the automotive again.
Yeah, we basically like to call ourselves a full service digital marketing agency. So we do it all
Yeah.
the
So to us, I mean, I don't know what our listeners might think that means, but to us, a full service digital marketing agency means websites, search engine optimization, organic social media management, reputation management, and all the different forms of paid search, PPC, pay per click, however you want to call that. We'll also do email marketing, graphic design, branding, that kind of stuff.
consulting,
Yeah, even
maybe some
business
app
consulting.
development. Well, we don't shy away from anything that'll challenge us, so we're always excited to take on projects that we haven't done potentially in the past, like government contracting and, you know, all sorts of different verticals.
Yes, government contracting, so much fun. I mean, it's great. They're guaranteed money, but they pay like 90 days late or more. So yeah, it's a challenge in itself. So that's who we are. That's who our company is, Digisphere Marketing. Let's talk about who we are now. So
Yeah.
why don't you give your professional background to the listeners?
So I started my journey to this industry over a decade ago, almost, I want to say, I
Oh my
believe.
gosh, you're so old.
Yeah. I did go to school. I had education in psychology. I really wanted to be a psychologist, and
And
then I
that
just
that kind of has paid off, right? Because
yeah,
you
absolutely, it paid off, and I remember from a very young age really looking at marketing, like, just being fascinated by it, like, where the messaging, how they and where they put the messaging and how it's laid out in an organized graphic form no matter where it's at. So always loved that aspect, and then I decided to take a break from college, and I got a very, low-end job at an agency. And I worked my way up and, 10
not a
years
low-end job, it's a
low
respectable
level. It's
job.
a low level, entry
You you
level.
you started as a search engine optimization
Yeah,
specialist, right?
right.
With no experience.
With no experience. That's why I say very basic, just kinda getting my foot in the door, and I had the opportunity to become a director a few years later, and, then, uh, Chris, you may not know everyone that this is my husband and business partner, but
Mhm.
we decided to start an agency 8 years ago, and here we are. We will get in detail more for sure, but I think overall that's like a uh,
Yeah.
quick summary of how we got here. How about you? I know
Uh,
you started in the AOL days, I believe.
you kinda only finished half of yours because you went from a director to the chief operating officer of DigiSphere now, where you basically manage the entire operation.
Yeah, I don't like to boast.
Oh, but that's what you do for a living.
Yes, that is what I do amongst other things. I'm HR, I'm billing, I wear
Yeah.
a lot of hats.
Small businesses, man.
Mhm.
You wear all the hats.
But I do love it because over the years, you've learned how every department runs because you've done it kind of in a sense. So if someone is on vacation or sick, we're able to pick up, any role really because we have
Yeah.
experience in doing that. So it's exciting. You never know what your day's gonna bring.
So I got into marketing around 2000, actually even before then. But I'd say 2000, I started selling internet ads for AOL, and that was fun because AOL was the only way to get to the internet at the
You
time.
got mail.
Yes, exactly. And no businesses understood, wait, you want to sell me a what? Like, where's my banner? What highway can I see it on? Like, no, it's going to be on the line. And we had to make them understand that that is a way that you can make money because people are on the line and searching. I know it's
Yeah, it was
online.
like when internet was just becoming a thing.
I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
So I got that was my first foray into marketing. Um, I started my own agency, which was a company of one called Burn SEO shortly after. From there, I worked with a couple of other agencies. I started other companies with different partners and, it didn't always go great. So Catherine and I, who had already been dating, we weren't married at the time, started this company, DigiSphere Market. And we got married like 2 years
Couple
after.
years later, right
After.
before COVID hit, actually.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 months
Um,
before.
used to spend all night researching search engine optimization. This was back in the day. There weren't courses, there weren't websites dedicated to this stuff. There were forums where nerds talked. So you either learned from trial and error or you had a small group of people online that you were kind of communing with about what worked for you, what didn't work for you. And I became obsessed with search engine optimization. I started a mortgage company and I was a one man mortgage company too. And I was getting 300 leads a month from organic leads for my mortgage company. So I knew it worked. And I knew a lot of people needed that search engine optimization, but they didn't know what it was. So it's really hard to sell. And as time went on, it got a lot easier to sell. But then I noticed there's a lot more people in marketing all of a sudden. Imagine that. As it became easier, more people wanted to do it. When I started back then, it was criminals and thugs. You didn't go to college to become a digital marketer. Like you fell into it somehow.
Like you're a pirate.
You have a crazy pirate story of how you fell into marketing. Everyone does. You do.
Yeah, but
Uh,
even then, we talked to some of our employees who have a marketing degree, and
well, that's
they
recently now. Yeah.
they don't learn as much as they do when they're actually working at an
Yeah.
agency. So even now, 2025, colleges and courses don't necessarily teach you everything that you need to know. I think this world really requires you to kind of jump in and learn on your own and do the work.
Yeah, and it really depends on where you go to work probably too. And
Right.
there's so many different aspects of to digital marketing. There are people that specialize in only one niche thing, like social media management, right? There's whole companies and that's all they do is
Mhm.
provide that service. So as a full service agency, it's kind of interesting because we're running multiple companies kind of within one. Each one is siloed into its specialty and they all need to stay up to date on the latest trends and have their own meetings. And they have their own tools and tactics that they use and their processes they follow. Whereas the other team has a completely different set of skills and tactics and tools. And the great part is they all need each other because it's so intertwined.
And most importantly, businesses need an agency that knows all of those different aspects and can handle all of it.
Yeah.
Because we find that certain businesses would go to agencies that only know that niche service, and then they have to manage multiple people within different companies to help them with their business. Whereas why we're a full service agencies that they don't have to go to different agencies for different services. They can come to one and get everything that they need.
Yeah. You don't have five throats to choke. You just have one.
Right. Which we have had experience with some companies and businesses that have had that experience, and they're so worn out, and they're like, just want to talk to one person who can do it all. So that's how we pride ourselves as a full service digital marketing agency.
So I'm the CEO of DigiSphere Marketing. When we first started, I was more kind of like director of the product development team, I'd say, but I've transitioned into more of a executive leadership role.
You
Uh,
dabble in sales too, and you still help
I'm doing a
out
lot of sales.
where
Always have been, ever since the beginning. You're always selling.
I told you since I've known you, you're a great salesperson
Yeah,
because
well,
you're a people person and you don't, you know, beat around the bush and lie. You're not too salesy, which people appreciate that. And I think you gravitated more towards a sales role because you're good at it.
I think that the realness, the authenticity of people is in short supply these days.
Yeah.
Like, it's a rare thing. Everybody's dressing crazy, driving crazy cars, presenting that they're these certain people.
They want to show like that influencer lifestyle that you could
Yeah,
trust me, look at all my followers.
yeah,
And, you're not like that. And I think that
but
that's why people gravitate towards that because you're not flashy and fake like
yeah.
nowadays a lot of people portray themselves as.
Yeah, I think, and this is probably true for anybody that's not just doing sales, but even, working with a team is being authentic is kind of old fashioned now. But like all old fashioned
But it's
things,
all
they
it's
come back
coming
in a
back.
fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Just
I
like,
think it is.
the Cracker Barrel, logo.
Oh boy, don't get me started on that one. They switched back to the old logo, I
That's
guess.
what people wanted. I'm sure
Some
everyone has
people.
their own opinion, but
Well, the crazy part about that is like we both know because we're in marketing, every company rebrands. We
we
did it.
rebranded. Our
Right. We
logo,
did
we
it.
rebranded. And
And
not
what do
only
you try
that,
to do? You try
major
to
other companies rebranded like Apple and
Pepsi,
McDonald's and Pepsi
Coke.
and Coca-Cola. So I don't know why a lot of people are losing their mind over this because
It's
it's not like
politics.
Jaguar logo. It's subtle change. It's not a drastic change, but people are still upset. So I'm shocked. Honestly, I was shocked about that one because I didn't realize how upset people would be. That was surprising to me.
It became a political thing, and anytime something becomes
Probably.
political, the news picks it up, and you see there was, like, 3 days there where every headline was about the Cracker
Yeah,
Barrel
that's
logo.
why I
I'm
had to
like,
bring it
"Geez."
up. It's fresh in my mind. I get wanting the same aesthetics and style. I do like that when you go into a Cracker Barrel, you can shop through their store and you get all that old school kind of feel, but I don't think there's anything wrong with updating the logo.
Every company eventually wants to
So,
modernize. They wanna catch up to the current day. They
yeah.
wanna and we did it when we rebranded. We were like,
Yeah.
"How can we make our logo a little more modern? A little
Mhm.
a little cleaner.
Thank God I'm not well, we're not a national brand. God, we would have been canceled.
Bring back the digital globe.
Oh my God, it was so terrible.
That's a little bit about DigiSphere. That's a little bit about Catherine and myself. Now we want to talk about what you can expect from this podcast and why you might want to keep listening to us.
Yeah, and, I do wanna mention that I did not wanna do a podcast.
No, you
Initially
didn't.
initially, when Chris brought
It's
the idea
taken me
to
like
us, I would
2
say
years to get her.
a
Yeah,
year ago,
a year
I
ago now.
just was not feeling it, and I didn't wanna be, like, just another podcast. I still don't wanna be just another podcast. I know it's popular, everybody's doing it. The reason why I changed my mind a few months ago, or I slowly started to change my mind, is that when I was looking for marketing podcasts myself, because I listen to a lot of podcasts, I listen to like 6 or 7 different types of podcasts that I can count on my hands right now. And I wanted to look for and find some marketing podcasts because I'd enjoy them. I couldn't find many. And that was unfortunate. And in my mind, I'm like, that actually makes me want to do a podcast because there is maybe other people out there, business owners or people in this industry, the marketing world, or working at an agency, or not sure if they want to get involved in this kind of industry. It would be great for them to hear, someone who has some experience, maybe not as much as others. I'm sure there, you know, different levels of marketing gurus out there, but coming from us and our side, we can bring a different type of perspective. So that's what
Oh,
got me more
yeah.
excited about it.
Heard the
That's
co-host in the background there when you were talking. It was a very
oh,
hairy
that's
co-host.
Theodore. He sits under my desk. I do have a big dog that likes
Yeah,
to
have
curl
a
under
few
my
big
feet.
dogs. It is very you'll find if once you get into marketing that it's very territorial. People will say, "Oh, that's ancient." Like, "Oh, that's an old technique." Like, "I have the best stuff. I have the new stuff." Um, and we're not here trying to present as if we are the experts of everything digital, that we have the final answer to everything. That's the best only answer. We're not trying to present that way.
Definitely not.
We're just trying to be a couple of people that work in marketing talking about marketing. That's it. Don't take it for anything more than that. So if we say something and you're over there on the other end saying, that's not right, that's not right. Okay, well, email us, message us, let us know. We
Yeah,
want to know.
please do. And and in this industry, things change so quickly. I won't be surprised that if we're wrong because
Yeah.
as an owner of an agency with multiple departments that manage different aspects that, encompass digital marketing, we are definitely not going to have 100%, all the information, especially how quickly things are changing. But we will do our best and our research to make sure that we bring the most accurate information that we can.
At the end of the day, it's about getting results for clients. That's what we're all in business to do. And so this podcast is going to be broken up into 3 probably primary types of episodes. We'll have a marketing lab kind of an episode where we talk about tactics. Uh, it'll be us talking about tools, strategies, techniques that we know work, just, kind of
What's
geeking out on
trending,
marketing.
or like
Might talk about AI prompts we work
yeah,
with that work really well. Things that can be valuable to other people in marketing. And then we want to do a format called the Marketing Clinic, where our listeners send in questions or problems that they're having. And we'll dedicate an episode to solving that problem and talking about exactly the steps you can take to try to combat whatever it is that you're dealing with. And then we also want to have a founder's journey kind of an episode where we talk with guests. Um, and these are going to be business owners that will tell their struggles and challenges and successes with marketing their business. And we'll try to get as many varied types of business owners as we can to help us participate with that.
did
And,
did Theodore distract you?
yeah, I saw him getting up there. It's going to be a thing. It's going to be a
Yeah,
thing. The dogs are
definitely.
always in her office. They're always
Yes. There's
lingering
3 of
around.
them, and if they're barking, sorry.
So this is going to be a very short episode. We just want to introduce you to us, the company, who we are, what we're going to be doing, and we really do encourage you to hang in there with us. And if you hear anything of value, let us know, please. If you hear anything that doesn't resonate or is a waste of time, we want feedback, and we want this to evolve. We're aware it's going to turn into something we can't even imagine in a year's time, where we're going to be and what we're going to be talking about, but we will be talking, that's for sure. So I think we're going to probably be releasing every 2 weeks new content in the beginning. So don't expect to get a new episode every Tuesday, but every other
Not yet,
Tuesday.
but maybe in the future.
Yeah, I think we'll get to a point where we do weekly podcasts, but right now we're going to just do it twice a month. We're going to try to do it every other Tuesday.
Yep, and
Um,
the first one that we wanna release is in September,
yeah,
or
you should
this
be
will be
listening to
released in
this.
September, I'm sorry. You'll be hearing our first one. I'm getting the hang of this, as you can see.
Yeah, you have to think about they're listening to it
Yeah.
now, which is
Well,
September. So
September is just a few days away if you
yeah,
wanna know when we recorded this.
yeah, it's actually Thursday the 28th,
Yeah.
and we're getting our feet wet here. So yeah, this paraphernalia in the back, people might be wondering about it.
Yes, he's not a part of a cult.
I'm not a part of a cult.
He's
That is
not
not a Ku
any.
Klux Klan sign that you're seeing there.
Yes.
This is all
I'm
Freemason
glad you
related
brought that up.
Masonic regalia. Yeah, I thought I'd clarify that. I got really active in Freemasonry like 5 years ago, right? 6 years ago,
You
7 years
tell me.
ago. I
Seems
don't
like
know,
it.
a while ago. And I
Yeah.
did a lot in the fraternity. And so I got obsessed like I do. And that's what you're seeing back there. So happy to answer any questions on anything you see. So is there anything else you'd like to tell potential listeners to what they can expect from us? Or
I think we covered it all. Yeah, I mean, clearly we're gonna evolve and it's gonna hopefully get better over time. Bear with us as we try and figure this out, but we're excited. And we definitely want feedback. I think that's a must. If there's any specific topics or any kind of content you want us to release, we're happy to hear from you.
if you want to be on the show, feel free to reach out to us. So if you're watching this on YouTube, we know it's going to help the videos a lot if you can subscribe and like the one you're listening to or looking at. So please do that. And you can reach Catherine at digispheremarketing.com. And you can reach
Catherine with
me,
a C.
Catherine. And you can reach me at Chris at digispheremarketing.com. So you can email us or you can comment on wherever you're watching or listening. We'll be monitoring it. So yeah, if you want to be a guest, reach out to us. Let us know what you would talk about and we'll consider it. And with that,
We're gonna have to change the outro too.
that's not an outro. That's just a sound effect.
Well, it sounds like you're closing the podcast with that sound.
Okay, how about this? With that, is
God,
that
it
better?
matches your background, your wall.
With that, we will
We
wrap
gotta come up with better sounds that are
on brand.
on brand with DigiSphere, you know? So we
Hmm,
could,
like this?
no, no.
Not like
Oh
that.
boy. See what I have to work with?
We can edit this out. Don't worry.
No, it's good. You should keep it.
So we're bumping up on 30 minutes now, and we had made a promise to ourselves we wouldn't go over 30 minutes. So thank you for listening. Thank you for giving us a shot. If you made it to the end, you're our hero. We love you. And we are going to work real hard to try to earn your attention. So until next time, DigiSphere Marketing is out.